So I gave this admittedly slightly weird comparison to the Mirror about using corporation tax like communion money, and let me explain what I meant. So it was off the back of news that one company, Eli Lilly, which is a pharmaceuticals company, paid €5.5 billion in tax in Ireland last year, and that's just one company. That's more than €1,000 for every man, woman, and child in the country. It's 5% of all tax income that the Irish state had in 2025, and it's not like it's the only company that's like this. It's actually one of three companies that between them pay nearly half of all our corporation tax. We don't know for certain, but the others are probably Apple and Microsoft. And obviously, in some ways, this is brilliant. It's an incredible amount of money coming in, which can be put to good use, which is great. But there is a big problem in the way that the government are spending it, because this money is quite risky. So if you think about it, it's a very small number of companies in an even smaller number of sectors. Pretty much all of them are tech and pharma. And pretty much all of them are coming from one country, the US. So thinking in a small number of boardrooms changes, one or two laws in the US change, and where are we left? We're left with a massive, massive hole in our state budget. And the problem is that the government are spending this cash like it's regular money that we're going to keep getting year after year after year. And this is where the comparison with communion money comes in, because the government are spending it like it's pocket money, money you know you're going to get regularly. But we know this actually can't last forever. So the smarter thing to do is treat it more like communion money, a big once-off payment that you don't spend all in the one shop, but instead you put it away. Now, this is basically the biggest communion envelope in history. And I'm not saying we just put it in like a credit union account or something like that. But what should we do with it? Well, some of it should be saved for future in case of international or Irish recessions. But the rest I'd be investing in stuff that isn't just things that we spend in 1 year and they're gone, but instead things you invest in and you see a return year after year after year. And what would that mean actually in practice? Well, it would mean big public transport projects. It would mean building new housing. It would mean moving the energy grid to get us off fossil fuels, kind of creating stuff that lasts, that has a return, that we can use today, but also our kids can still be using in 30 years. And that's how you build a permanent national wealth from temporary national income. And if kids doing their communion can grasp this, I think so can government ministers.